I just, it's kind of one of those things like, man, what people are struggling with is like what to do first, to do what. Like, why don't we just show them? Why don't we just do it? Why don't we just show them how to build an agency?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, man. It's such a great idea. So it looks like we've got a lot of people flooding in here. Craig, nice. I'm seeing a lot of names that I recognize. A couple of people I don't. So how many of you guys have been on one of our webinars before? Let me get a 1 if you've been on one. Cami, how are you? What's up with the tacos, Steven? He's back with his taco comments just all day long, making me hungry. Nice. Okay, so you guys have been. Now give me a 2 if you haven't been on one of our webinars before. A couple of 2s, okay. Not too many 2s. Sue, okay. Welcome, Mitch, Brian. Good to see you guys here. Thank you so much. Frank, Anthony, George. Okay, so we're getting a couple of 2s. That's cool, man. Welcome to our webinars. We, if you haven't been on them before, we've done a ton. Going on over a year, near to every week or twice a week, if not 3 times a week. I had one week where I did 5. So we have a lot of fun doing these. We typically call them no BS Webbies, right? So we're going to bring it to you very straight. There is an occasional cuss word in there every now and then, mostly from Darren, because he's technically in the Navy at one point, and that makes him a sailor.
Bullshit. No, I'm just kidding.
And other than that, here's what we're going to do. We have a 500-person limit on this webinar. We are approaching that limit, but we do have a lot of people flooding in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to grab a glass of water because we have quite the presentation ready for you guys, and I'll be back. So Darren, does that sound good to you?
Sold.
Sold. Okay, man. We'll be right back. I'm going to play some music. Alright guys, that is the epic inspirational pump up music. That is actually off of my workout playlist. So I really don't know who it is, for those of you asking. But every morning when I get to the gym, yeah man, it's on. So that gets me pumped up. Hopefully it gets you guys pumped up. But more than that, hopefully 100 days to 100K gets you even more pumped up. Who's excited? Can I get a 1? Can I get a 2? Can I get a keyboard head smash? Emma, you were way ahead of me with the head smash.
It was like as you were typing, it was coming through. It was funny.
It was coming through. Nice. George, awesome. Awesome. All right, guys, so who's with me? Who's excited for this? Who wants to jump in and start talking about how we take you from 0 to 100 or over 100? You know, Darren, I know we put it at $100,000, but I think we're going to crack 100,000 pretty easily in 100 days. You know, I've seen a lot of our students. I've seen a lot of the Pp0L members do it. Other people, I think we're gonna go bigger than that. What do you think?
Listen, if I said, the 100 days 100K just rhymed, I can't say like, hey, if I get 250, but it's good.
Yeah, I think it's a realistic target.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, this is a new business for us, a new business venture that we're doing for you guys that are on this webinar. We've already got rock and paper lead businesses, and I think a lot of this is just meant to get you guys, to get you motivated, to help have you follow along, to really make it real, right? So is it the 6-minute mile, the 4-minute mile, right? So this is our 4-minute mile for you guys. So cool. I'm going to jump in, and Darren, what do you say we just start doing this?
Let's go.
Let's go. I love that on your videos, man. They're hilarious. So guys, we're going to make $100,000 in 100 days. Do you want to watch? I've already asked you that. But before we jump in, we do want to thank every one of you guys for being here. Quite a few people on this webinar. As always, these things practically pack out. I'd like to go through the names, but they're just because, back in the day when we started over a year ago, I could go through the names because we only had like 40 people on, right? Now we have 10 times that on average. So it's difficult to go through everyone's names, but I do recognize, I'm scrolling through real fast here, I do recognize a lot of names. Bobby Jakes, what's going on, cuzzo? And, I'd like to go through and talk to each one of you, but I want to get to the meat and potatoes here, okay? So thank you for being here, and more, you guys, we're going to make you one really huge promise on this webinar, okay? By the end of this webinar, you'll know exactly how to make 100K in 100 days. So if you're pumped up for that, give me a 1. Let me get a 1 if you guys are ready. Nice, George. Very cool, Matt. Anthony's killing it on those 1s. Juan, Howard spells it W-O-N. I like it. I like the take on it. Okay, cool. So first, guys, I'm going to ask you a favor, okay? Can you grab me a banana? No, I'm just kidding. I need you to turn off the phone, okay? I don't know where I found this picture. I have no idea where the relevance is. But turn off the phone, okay? Shut down Facebook, Instagram, whatever you need to shut down, shut it down, okay? Close the door to the office. That's a big one for me. Hang on, to the do not disturb sign. Put that on your doorknob and pay attention, okay? Because this journey we're about to go on, the 100 days in front of us, it's literally going to change your life, but definitely not if you don't pay attention, okay? So who are we? Just in case you guys have not been on our webinars and you don't know who we are, my name is Brian Burt, okay? I've been an online marketer for, I want to say 10 years, but I think it might be just under or just over that. Either way, $100,000 a month on average. Actually, I have some months that are way ahead of that. I'm the founder of the Paper Lead Army. So all my PPL Army members in here, PPL Army Strong, thank you for being on this webinar. I've had 10 plus years in Paper Lead and client SEO, and recently a lot of you guys have seen me start other businesses and become successful with those businesses. And to date, guys, I have done over 100 webinars with my man, Darren Perky. What up, D?
Dun, dun, dun.
Bump, bump, bump. Look at that sexiest bald head in the game, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, okay.
So he's been online, 12 years now? Is that accurate, Darren?
Yeah, pretty close, yeah.
Okay, cool. MIT, Navy, and Google. Why don't you talk about that for a second?
Yeah, so I had a chance to attend MIT while I was in the Navy, so that was really cool. I went to a nuclear-powered engineering school. And then after I got out of there, I started a company, sold it, and then I had a chance to go work for Google for a while, so I did that too.
Yeah, so guys, if you don't know who Darren is, it's definitely somebody you want to know. And this, by the way, was all Darren's idea. Darren came out with a course recently called Advanced Facebook Ads, and I hear a little rumor that you may be re-releasing that somewhere down the line.
That is it's very possible. Little birdie told me that as well.
Nice. So guys, if you didn't pick up Advanced Facebook Ads, it is, in my opinion, one of the most comprehensive Facebook ads trainings out there, and I've gone through quite a few. And I'm not just saying that because Darren is listening. It's very actionable. He actually makes ads, tests them, whereas a lot of these other courses, they go through and they just give you theory. And that's what I really like about Darren's teaching style. Darren is also a general in the Paper Lead Army, so I recognized the talent there, and we kind of came together and formed the PPL Army. And to date, I believe, Darren, over 16 million, huh?
Yeah, done pretty good for myself.
Bam, son. Bam, I love it. Okay, cool. So not only are we good friends, but combined we pull in well over $100,000 a month. And that's really shooting on the low end there. And that's great for us, right? But let me ask you a question. Who cares about us, right? What would $100,000, for business, what would that mean for you? $100,000 business. What does that mean for you guys? So let's say, wherever you are in your job right now, right? Like, what does $100,000 mean for you? You can throw it in the box there. If it's just awesome, just say awesome. Freedom, that's a great answer. Quit my day job, another great answer. Getting out of London, nice. You're gonna come to Chicago, Emma? Nice. Total game changer. Freedom. I could employ my mom. That's what? That's funny you mentioned that. I actually did employ my mom for a period. Helped her through a rough patch. Great to be able to do. A start. Good answer. Good answer. Freedom. Nice. Scale. Two fronting. Love Disneyland. Did you just get back from Disney World, Darren?
Yeah.
With your kid?
Yeah, it was a weekend ago? 2 weekends ago now, I guess, yeah.
Nice, nice. Here's one of my favorite answers. Craig, great answer. Money to invest in other new businesses. And that's exactly what we're going to get to here in a little bit. Help the family. Gary, we're definitely going to talk about that too. Okay, cool. So we'll move on. I know. You know what? He's about to get kicked off here. Okay. And my wife not having to work. That's a great one too. So that's that's what Darren and I have been able to practically achieve. Our wives still work, but so what does that mean? You guys have already gotten to this, right? What does it mean for your business? Right? You could invest in other businesses. I heard that. For your family, we talked about that. Right? Your wife wouldn't have to work. You could help employ your mom. All great answers. Where would you live? Is this a house you can see yourself in? What would you drive? Bonus points if you can name that car, because that is on my goal sheet. Where would you? It's the new Enzo, yeah. Where would you vacation? Right? If you can name this spot too. This is the spot I've been. It is.
Am I cheating? I've been there.
You are. You know the slides. Yeah. And who would you help? Right. So that's a big one. I think that giving back when you're at that level is huge. So who would you help? And whatever one of those questions apply to you, I just want you to think about that. That's why I'm asking you to pay attention. I'm trying to help you visualize this. So guys, that's exactly what we're going to show you here, okay? But before we do, disclaimer time. I wish I had a bell. I could ring it every time I had to do this. But our results obviously are not typical. Every single person that, Brian, right? Other way around. We've coached, Darren or I, that has had success, has put in the time, money, and effort to learn our strategies, guys. So I don't want to harp on this, but everyone that we've helped become successful has put in the time, money, and effort. Okay? It never comes to those looking to, quote, unquote, get rich quick. If that's what you guys are here for, you're likely on the wrong webinar. Okay? So I always have to say that because, I don't want any of the get rich quick types. I think that that's a farce. I think that's people that are following the shiny object. And we don't want you here because we obviously can't deliver on that. And Darren, maybe you can speak to this, but you've got to put in the time and effort.
I think a lot of people don't understand that we say this is a very passive business. It is, but you have to set it up. It takes time. That's all.
Totally. And we'll definitely get to that too. So do you guys understand that disclaimer? It's going to take some work. Who in here is scared of a little hard work? If you're not scared of a little hard work, let me get a 1, 2, keyboard, head smash, any way you want to go. Well, hard work doesn't scare you. Let me get a 1. Good. Good response. Awesome. I think I scared off everyone that's looking to get rich quick, so that's good. That's the goal. Okay, awesome, guys. Let's jump into this, okay? There's 3 things that you need to know about building a PPL business to the $100,000 a month mark, right? Thing number 1, okay? PPL is a pay-per-performance business model. If you don't want to work, it won't work, period. Okay, thing number 2, if you put in the upfront work, quote-unquote upfront work, right, PPL will become incredibly passive, just like Darren just said. Okay, and thing number 3, passive income at scale will allow you to create any lifestyle you can imagine. So think back to what we just talked about. There was a reason I was asking you that. What does it mean for you, for your family? Who will you help? Where will you live? Where will you vacation? What will you buy? What will you drive? Think about all those things because at scale, passive income will allow you to create any lifestyle you can imagine. So let's go through them kind of one by one here, okay? Thing number 1, PPL is a pay-per-performance business model. If you don't want to work, it won't work. That's true of a lot of businesses, but there are also a lot of businesses that you can get by without any work, but not for long, right? And because pay-per-lead is pay-per-performance, it's massively more ethical than 99% of other businesses out there. And, you know, Darren, I know you know what I'm referring to here, and probably a lot of people on this webinar too, but, you know, there's other businesses like client SEO, you know, CPA, things like that, that can really kind of get into the gray area on ethics, right, morals. For me, that's just not how, it's just not how I play, right? That's not where I want to live. I want something that I get paid per performance, you know. I'm such a believer in that mantra that, in fact, I didn't have a credit card until I just got married 2 years ago, because it wasn't real money, right? It wasn't my money. So that's really why I like it a lot. If that rings true with you guys, then you're probably in the right place. Also, because PPL is pay per performance, there literally is no ceiling on how much you can earn. And Darren, you're probably the better guy to speak to about this.
Yeah, listen, there's months. I just had my second $450,000 a month, and it hasn't been consistent like that. It's usually like, you know, a big case comes through or something like that. But, you know, the idea of being able to truly help the business owner and then participate in that upside is where this business model totally crushes everything else, and it keeps me accountable, right? It keeps you accountable to always producing for your partner so they can make money as well. Because remember, they don't make money, we can't make money. That's what I love about PPL versus like even like client SEO kind of stuff.
Absolutely, and it's been hard for me to find ceilings, guys, and we'll get into that. But, you know, like, for example, I know a lot of you guys are familiar with working in an agency, a marketing agency, whether you're doing client SEO or social media management or pay-per-click management, or you name it, right? Conversion rate optimization. For those of you guys that are in that, you know, there's a ceiling, pretty much a ceiling, unless you get a whale of a client, right? That ceiling is there. So no ceiling here. And last, pay-per-performance puts you in the driver's seat. So say goodbye to your clients, as I was talking about, and bosses. You can work as much or as little as you care to. So a lot of the times when Darren and I take on new private coaching students, right, high-end $3,000 to $5,000 a month coaching students, what we do is we ask them, you know, what are your goals? Let's reverse engineer your goals, but let's start a step deeper than that. Let's start at your lifestyle. What's the lifestyle that you have always imagined? And a lot of the times, guys, people think monetarily they're going to need, you know, $10 million a month to achieve this lifestyle. A lot of the time when you reverse engineer that lifestyle, it turns out you don't need anywhere near that, you know, $25,000 a month, 10 even, to achieve the lifestyle that you want. It is crazy. So if you want to only work for, say, $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month, you could do that. But if you want to put in work every single day and get up to the $10 million a month, or Darren's $450,000 a month, 2 months in a row, which is insane, by the way, Darren. That's a great job. I didn't know that. You could do that too, right? You could easily do that as well. So that's thing number one you need to understand about pay-per-lead. Okay. Number two. By the way, guys, I don't know why I couldn't become more creative. Thing number two. What is it? When is this? Dr. Seuss? Anyhow. Okay. If you do put in the upfront work, pay-per-lead will become incredibly passive, right? So what do I mean by that? Okay. We like to call pay-per-lead front-loading. It's a front-loading business, meaning that if you put in the work in the beginning, PPL will pump out cash for as long as you want with minimal upkeep. Okay. So the work that you put in up front will continue to reap benefits for as long as you want it to. Okay, you've got to have some upkeep. I'm not saying, you know, build it and they will come, but you put in the work up front and keep it maintained, or outsource better your maintenance, and you'll be doing really, really well. Minimal upkeep. Okay. Also, once that vertical, or a lot of you guys that have not heard me speak before, in pay-per-lead we call them verticals. Okay, everywhere else you can call it a niche, but pay-per-lead it's a vertical. Okay, so once you've got your vertical set up and running, you can think of it like a machine, right? You could replicate that process over and over and over. Keep front-loading, keep front-loading, keep front-loading, and it literally will become a retirement plan for you and for your kids and for your kids' kids and for your kids' kids' kids, right? Darren, I know you've already got that kind of set up and in place.
Legacy.
Why don't you talk about that a little?
Yeah, so my big thing is so we have we call our legacy trust fund and stuff like that, but our thing is too is we kind of set it up to where I pre-funded my child's business if they want one. I have things set up where I help fund a different a Rottweiler rescue. So I have different things I do, and I'm a member of the Miami Zoo. So it just this business model has allowed me to do all that stuff. And the good thing about what we do now is Pp0Rmy, like I can still have plenty of time to help people grow their business as well too. I love what we do here, Brian.
Yeah, and that's, you guys can reinvest into another pay-per-lead business. If maybe you wanted to follow another path, you could do that, but not without the front loading. And that's really kind of the advantage here, okay? Think of it this way. Let me ask you guys a question. If I said to you, I'm personally going to pay you and guarantee you that I will pay you $100,000, okay? If you just put in 3 months' worth of hard work, do you guys think you would do it? Can I get a 1 if I was going to personally guarantee you $100,000 worth of cold hard cash in hundreds in tightly sealed envelopes, but you had to put in, say, 16 hours a day for 90 days? Do you think you could do it? Yeah? Nice. Lots of 1s. Well, this is about as close to that as it gets. Okay? Following us for the next 100 days is about as close to that as it gets. Right? So hopefully you guys keep that in mind. I mean, this is real, and we're not trying to hustle anybody. We're just trying to let you know that these are the tenets of pay-per-lead, right? So thing number 3, passive income at scale will allow you to create any lifestyle you imagine, okay? So what does that mean? Okay, and honestly, Darren, I know you're a much more wise investor than I am, so I want you to talk a lot about this, but this literally is the secret to success, and it is the main principle that the world's most wealthy have built their business on, like Warren Buffett, every great investor out there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, the concept of replicating things and putting them back into your business, I think is so underutilized in the business world. It's ridiculous,
Yeah, and I mean, obviously reinvesting and continually reinvesting and learning how to do that to the point where you can live off dividends and live off of, when your money makes you money. That is the secret to success, right? And that's what everyone that's wealthy understands, right? So imagine being able to rely on your PPL business for consistent passive income. What would each one of your businesses, let's say you want to get into 3 different verticals, plumbing, roofing, and solar, right? What would each one earn a month? I mean, do you think you could get 5 of them to earn $5,000 a month? That's $25,000 in passive income a month. I mean, what would that mean for you guys, right? What's $25,000 a month mean for you? It's a lot of money, right? And that's exactly how we've done it. And it's exactly what we're going to teach you to do as well. So that's the better part for you guys. Okay? Over the next 100 days, you guys are going to get to watch the entire process, right, of us actually showing you the 3 tenets and making each one of those 3 things, I should have called them tenets, right, but the 3 things about pay-per-lead. So who's pumped up for that? Who's ready to go? Yes, nice. Killing it. Emma's killing it with the keyboard head smashes. I love it. Cool. You guys are pumped. Such great feedback. Darren, you seeing this?
Yes, sir.
We're going crazy.
Good, man.
Okay, awesome. All right, but before we get into it, let's talk about the why behind we're doing this. We do the same thing with our high-end coaching students and Pp0Rmy members and our other students that we have through various channels, but we always talk about the why, right? And, this was Darren's idea. It was birthed from a major problem that exists in our space. And I'm sure you, like many of us, have experienced this issue. And in a word, that issue is inaction. Okay? See, Darren and I have personally taught hundreds of students how to become successful in pay-per-lead. Students that were literally brand new to PPL that went from 0 to over $10,000 and a lot more a month. Some even at the $25,000, $50,000 a month mark. We've got a few students starting to get to the 6-figure month mark. That's very cool. That's literally the why, right? That's the reason we teach this stuff. So how many of you guys out there are a teacher or have helped coach somebody if you're a teacher, you help, or a coach, write teacher or coach in the box. Or if you've ever helped somebody personally achieve success, write teacher or coach. I want to see that. Let's see how many of you guys out there have done this before. Coach, coach, teacher, and coach. Coach, coach, teacher, teacher. Beautiful. Okay. So this is the reason we're doing it. If you've ever helped somebody become successful at anything, then you know what an amazing feeling that is. Okay. It's, Darren, how great is that? I mean, it's one of the coolest things, I think. That's part of my giving back. That's part of your giving back, I think.
Yeah, it's a passion. We found this niche, when we first kind of got together. We weren't really doing that before. We were kind of like in our own little worlds. And then, I always try to answer questions in different groups. And then I enjoy sharing the knowledge and helping people grow. That's the one thing about PPL that I think is different than like other verticals in the internet marketing space, right? Because and I'll do a little tangent here for 2 seconds, which is, if you have a client SEO agency, you and I are not going to have the same partner. It's impossible. You can only hire one. I mean, it's obviously it's possible, but it's very unlikely that an attorney or whatever is going to hire 2 SEO firms to do SEO for them. It's pretty much never going to happen. But in PPL, they could buy leads from you. They could buy leads from me. They could buy leads from Kevin. They could buy leads from Guy. They could buy from Gary, whoever, and we all benefit from that ability, right? So there is no competition in this space, and because of that, it motivates me to help you get there too, because you're not taking away from my income when I help you, versus like trying to teach you client SEO. That's a client I could have. Yeah.
Or telling somebody about your e-commerce product, or anything along those lines. So really, that's a great point, Darren. But the feeling is what I really think drives us to do this. However, here's the issue, guys. For every 2 that we see succeed, 8 were failing, which in our book was unacceptable, right? I mean, totally unacceptable. We're out here, we're trying to help everybody succeed. So we started interviewing the ones that fell off, right? And there was kind of one common thread that became apparent. None of us that were not having success with PPL, most of them were just not taking action. Right? People just simply flat out not taking action, not doing the things that we had asked them to do. And here's the kicker, guys. Of the ones that didn't take action, roughly 95% didn't even take the first step. And again, unacceptable. Right? So that's when Darren had the idea that we're going to call leading by example. Right? I mean, Darren, I distinctly remember that Skype call. I was like, "This is awesome. This is brilliant. We're gonna definitely do this."
Right.
It's leading. It's literally leading by example, and more than that, it's being 100% transparent with everything we're doing on a day-to-day basis. That way, each of you that have not built a successful PPL biz, right, can literally watch as we do it and mimic our exact actions over the next 100 days. In real time. So who's excited for that? Right? How cool is that going to be? How much will that help you guys, actually take the actions you're going to need to make to get to the place that you want to get to, whether that's passive income or you want to just keep working until you're doing 10 million, 20 million a month. You guys, there's pay-per-lead businesses out there that are worth, $6-7 billion. Think about Angie's List. What was their latest valuation? $6 billion, I believe. And that's just lead aggregation. What about Home Advisor? There's Gumtree in Australia. If you're from Australia, there's so many of them out there. That mostly what they do, right? Awesome. Andy says this is exactly what I need. Love it, dude. Love it. Okay, sweet. So here's what you'll get inside of the 100 Days to 100K journey. Let's talk a little bit about that. Okay, so you're going to get, first thing, recorded sales calls and email outreach. So we're going to take screenshots. We're going to record our sales calls. I'm going to do a lot of the sales calls because you guys probably guessed by now I like to talk. Just a little. So I'm going to record them on Skype. They'll sound just like this, and you guys get to listen to those all the time, okay? Also, we're going to show you our lead generating and converting machines. We're going to give them to you. We're going to build them in front of you. If you don't know what that means yet, stick around, okay? Also, real-time lead aggregation. So we're going to aggregate leads in real time. You're going to be able to see those leads. We're going to show you our call volumes inside of whatever call tracking and recording system we choose, whether that's CallFire, or Analytics call tracking, or whatever, right? We're going to let you inside of those systems. Also, and probably the best part, right? We're going to do weekly earnings reports. So every week, Darren is going to go through, and Darren, how do you think you're going to do that? You want to do it live? You want to do, I know you're going to do a video a day, but you're also going to throw in some blogs and updates, and is it just going to be kind of a conglomerate of all kinds of different types of media?
Yeah, so there'll be, some days will be, I mean, I'll do a video every single day for sure, but some will be there'll be a supplementary like blog post that goes along with that, kind of talking things out and what I'm doing in philosophy. So or I'll also make PDF cheat sheets you guys can follow along. But the weekly earnings thing will probably be, I'm not sure exactly 100% yet because I do have other things on the weekends, like family time and stuff, that's like hard to do it live. I'll probably end up shooting a video and showing you, here's what I spent, here's what we made, and then kind of show you a breakdown of what it is, and then show you cumulative over the week. But it'll be every Sunday morning, you guys, or Sunday day, I'm not sure exactly what time yet, but you'll get a recap of what we did during the week, show you what tools we used, kind of show you exactly what the processes were, kind of all in a recap video, and then at the very end of that video, show you the profit and loss up to date for that, including that week.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. Okay, cool. Also, guys, I do want to kind of make a note here that because I rarely answer questions in the middle of these like more serious presentations, but Terry just had a great question. So he said, what verticals will we be choosing? And Darren, we haven't really talked about that yet.
That's going to be up to the group, right?
So that's what I think we're going to do, guys. I think we're going to put a poll out there, and we'll teach you how to select a vertical first. I think that's probably going to be one of the first things that we do together is the research, making sure you choose the right vertical. If you guys have been through any of the Pp0L1Rmy training or PPL Empire, which was my course that I put out a year ago, then you'll know picking the wrong vertical is shooting yourself in the foot out of the gate. So we want to make sure that you pick the right vertical. So we're going to go through the research on that first. Then what we'll do is we'll do a poll, okay? And then we'll ask everyone what vertical we want to jump into. And we're going to build a kick-ass agency right in that vertical, and I'll bet we take over. I'll bet we take over that whole thing, and we block everybody out.
And to be clear, we are not doing I will not accept any verticals in the legal space. Because I'm so massively involved with that, I could literally fake the numbers. I could literally get leads instantly with that. We're going to do something I'm not currently in. So I'm not, I'm in legal, so, you know.
We just had David say auto body shops. That is pretty damn close to one of my verticals as well. So, David, maybe we can do it. But listen, it doesn't matter what the vertical is that we choose. We're gonna dominate. So that's the goal. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about each one of these tenets here, right? Each one of these things that we're going to be doing inside of the 100 days to 100K. Okay. So recorded sales calls and email outreach. So in pay-per-lead, nothing happens without a partner to buy your leads, right? Common sense. And when you become a part of the 100 days to 100K, you'll see everything behind the scenes and learn every technique we use to close hundreds of PPL partners in real time. So everything from our email templates to my recorded phone calls, Darren's recorded phone calls. You'll hear our partners, cold partners that we've never talked to. I mean, we're not hiring actors here. Right? We're building a real business. You guys will see our tax returns at the end of the year. So you're gonna get access to all that. Okay. Also, lead generating and converting machines. So I know this was a little obscure, but I know some of you also kind of know what I'm talking about, right? So between Darren and myself, we've perfected the design and more the conversion rate of our PPL websites. So on this journey, we'll talk to you about how we've done that, and inside of the 100 days to 100K, you'll see exactly how we build out these conversion machines. So how many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Go ahead and put it in the box. What do I call the website? Let's see how many people can get this. LMT. Howard was first. LMT, Emma. Nice. Lots of LMTs. Okay, cool. So the LMT, guys, just quick note here. It's not on a slide or anything, but the LMT is we call it the lead multiplier theme. So what it does is it takes any lead that you have coming into your website and multiplies that value of that lead by 3 to 5 times by forcing, I guess I can't say forcing, but by converting it more than once. So we like to, when we establish our partners in a vertical, say it's in plastic surgery, we would like to close more than one partner per city. We want to have at least 5 per city. And that's exactly what our lead multiplier theme does. is it lists out our 5 partners or more, and just through testing, through heat mapping, through A/B semantic testing, we've done a lot of that on these sites. We've got it to the point where we know now that if one person converts, they typically convert 3 times. 2.7 to 3 times. Sometimes it's higher. Sometimes they convert 5 times. So if you're getting $250 a lead in plastic surgery, which is not uncommon, that's a pretty average lead cost, then that lead would instantly be worth $750, not $250. So does that make sense, guys? So we're going to show you everything about that, right? Yeah, and the leads, Cami, are exclusive. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, they're phone calls, right? So that's how we like them, or they're emails. And our lead, our potential customer for our partner, has to either choose to make the phone call or choose to send off the email every single time. We don't do blast phone calls. We don't do blast emails. They're all exclusive. That's how we can charge as much as we charge. Okay? Make sense? Cool. Nick, hopefully that just answered your question. Okay, real-time lead aggregation. So to make money, obviously lots of money with pay-per-lead, you need to become a lead creation expert, a lead generation master. Okay, and in the 100 days to 100K journey, we'll open the door to everything from SEO to build those leads, to arbitrage, to paid ads, Craigslist, other niche-specific ways to build leads. You'll see it all, and we'll share all that with you as we do it, okay? And then, of course, guys, this is one of my favorite parts here, because this is what I would want to see if I was in your shoes, right? Weekly earnings reports. So we're not holding anything back here. When you become a part of the 100 Days to 100K adventure, you'll see where we spend our money, how we spend our money, exactly what we charge for our leads, and how much we earn on a weekly basis. Now, personally, I bill on a bi-weekly basis in my business. But for you guys and for this adventure, right, for this journey, for the challenge, we're going to do it on a weekly basis so that you guys can check in, and it keeps you really attached to this program that we're running. We want this to absolutely be the fail-safe program. And the best part here, we want you to watch it all as we do it, right? So hopefully that makes a lot of sense. Darren, do you have anything to add to those 4 pieces?
Pizza. No, we're good.
Yeah, then we're going to have a pizza party.
Exactly. Maybe over to Chicago. I'll fly over to Chicago. Have a pizza party.
Right.
And you're all invited.
Howard just can't freaking wait. So how do you join, guys? Okay, so how do you get in on the goodness? In order to join the 100 Days to 100K journey, you must either already be a member of the PPL Army or join before this Sunday, okay, at midnight. What date is that? This Sunday at midnight. Anyhow, point being, guys, either you're a PPL Army member already or you need to be by this Sunday at midnight. Now, how many of you guys are already PPL Army soldiers? Let me get a hoorah or a 1 or whatever the heck you want if you're a PPL Army soldier. Nice. Booyah. Love it. Just joined, Neil. Nice. Hell yeah. Hoorah. Okay. Now, if you're not a PPL Army soldier, can I get a 2? Go ahead and throw a 2 in there. And I'll go through exactly what you get inside. Okay. Couple of 2s. Good. Well, that makes the rest of this much easier. I wanted to talk to you guys. Okay, cool. So here's that said, right? What is the PPL Army? All my soldiers, you guys, I love you. Thank you for being in. But for those of you that are not, I'm going to explain what it is. So PPL Army is the world's largest community of paper leaders. That's what we call ourselves. We're paper leaders. Okay. So it's a community of thousands of incredibly active and supportive members, and growing like crazy. Okay, that's led by myself, General D. Funk, or you can call him Darren, and a number of other PPL Army generals. So we like to take, and Steph, I know you're on here, I saw you. What's going on? So Stephanie Franklin is one of our generals. We like to take some of the best paper leaders and promote from within as generals, and to help everybody else out. Okay, and it's designed specifically for one purpose, to help you absolutely dominate and build a very real passive and massive income with paper lead. So here's what you get when you become a PPL Army member. Obviously, the 100 days to 100K. So we were trying to figure out what this would be worth. What would we charge somebody to actually build their business for them, which is as close as we can get it get it to you. It's just pretty much the most one-to-one relation on what we're doing for you right here. And it would be a heck of a lot more than $49.97. Darren wanted me to put like 39 or 37,000 in here. But I think this is a pretty fair valuation for what we would charge on 100 days to 100K if this was a course, right? If this was a 100-day course. And have you guys even heard of a 100-day course? Right? I mean, I've not heard of it. So that's that. That's okay. But you also get a heck of a lot more, and I'm going to run through this for you. You get PPL Empire when you join the PPL Army. Now, PPL Empire, as I've already referred to, is my course, right? There's over 60 training videos in there on pay per lead. It's responsible for hundreds of success stories. I get them still. I released it about a year ago. I get them still. Dozens of people saying, hey, I just jumped in. Thank you so much. Blah, blah, blah. You get full immediate access to that, okay? And as of this webinar, it's going to be priced at $14.97. So as soon as I get off, we're changing the price. It's going to be a $14.97, okay? Also, you get the personal mentorship from million-dollar paper leaders like Darren and myself, all the captains, generals, and soldiers as well that are making, you know, anywhere from, I've seen $10,000 to $100,000 a month or more. You get your questions answered inside of the Army, right, all the time. Any question in your paper lead business, right? And at that, you know, we charge $7.50 an hour. Actually, we charge more than $7.50 an hour. I do, personally. Darren, I don't know what you're at anymore. Seems to be going up.
Try to get it going up, you know. I'm still a rookie.
Yeah, please, please. You also get access to the exclusive live round weekly webinars. So we're going to do this. They'll probably be, for at least these next 100 days, every week, it'll probably be very focused on the 100-day journey that we're doing. These things, again, pure value. We call them no BS, right? They're just trainings. You're going to do question and answers at the end. Guys, each one of these can easily go for $150 a pop. We do them every week. That's at least $600 a month. I've seen them paid webinars go for a lot more in many other industries. Okay. Also, over-the-shoulder trainings and guys. Now, guys, we took this from, you know, we were already doing this before the 100-day idea. Darren was doing a lot of this. This 100-day idea is over-the-shoulder training on steroids. So it's where we don't just teach. Everyone gets to follow along live. You get guides, PDFs, and videos, which is exactly what you're getting with the 100 days to 100K. It's normally a $397 value just for these trainings and guides. Okay. Also, you get sales training, right, with all of our partner getting techniques. So you're going to get videos that are already in the back end of the PPL Army. So over 20 hours of tested and proven strategies, coaching and support, right, monster templates and scripts that we'll literally be using on the 100 days and 100K. You'll see all of this, right? So that's a $997 value at least. I know big Uncle G, Grant Cardone, if you guys are familiar, one of my favorite sales coaches. He just released a course. It was $997. You get our course in the back for just the price of admission. And we'll get to that in a second. Industry-leading search engine optimization trading. So, guys, I've been in SEO for 10 years. Darren's been in. For how long have you been in SEO now, Darren?
I kind of really started heavy. I mean, I did some stuff I was domaining back in the late 90s, but I really got SEO side like 04, and I was at Google for 4 years. So, I get 12 years roughly.
It might be an unfair advantage to have an actual Googler working with us on our SEO, but that's why he's here. Over 18 years combined SEO experience, I think, is what we figured out. It's also one of our core values, guys. So SEO is one of our absolute core values. Like I said, we like to front load our sites so that they work forever. SEO is a great way to do that. You get guides, you get PDFs and videos. That would also be easily a $997 value. Guys, there's other courses going for $7,000 out there for just SEO training. You get it here when you join. Okay, so what do you get? The PPL Army, you get PPL Empire, you get personal mentorship, PPL Army only webinars, over-the-shoulder trainings and guides, elite sales training, leading SEO training, and of course the 100 days to 100K, right? And most important, this is something, I don't know, we really couldn't put a price on it because it is really actually priceless, right? You get the community, the PPL Army private VIP community. So guys, this is our back end of, it's a combined thing. It's everything. It's the back end where it's our members area. You can log in and huge community there. Also the Facebook group, you'll get access to that where it's just so supportive. I mean, all the questions get answered. And I took a few snippets from the back end, so I just want to show you guys. Right? A little motivation. I biffed on Monday, woke up too late. This is Dan. I don't know if you're on here, Dan. If you are, let me know. Today I've gone through about 850 contacts, gotten 5 reaching back out, straight up gave me their service area and are awaiting an agreement. Keep chipping away at the marble block. There's a statue of a hero in there somewhere, Dan. That is one of my favorite quotes from the Army. It was not too long ago. Finally made my first partner, Panama said. So Kaylin, crushing it in paper lead. I don't remember how long she's been in now, maybe 3 months. She said, hey, y'all, just want to pop in here and let you know that yesterday I got my very first real true lead, not a sales call, a recorded call, but a real person calling my partner for service. I'm in the infancy stage. This is very exciting. Everyone here has taken time to help me out. It's been so great. Special thanks to Rockstar Stephanie Franklin for being flat out awesome, who is one of our generals on this webinar. What's up, Steph? Austin said, hey, guys, I'm looking for a partner who needs more clients for the lead multiplier sites. I can help you secure more clients. Feel free to hit me up today or tomorrow. So that's another asset. That's another reason we built this community, is for every soldier inside of the Army to help each other. We see this all the time. I mean, hooking up and partnering with people inside of the Army is one of the best and smartest things you can do. Jeremiah says, and my PPL calls have already doubled this week. Hashtag love passive income. Great. That's amazing. And the last one here I could have taken hundreds. Just didn't want to bore you. But I've been running a Facebook ad campaigns to lawyers in Texas and AZ to get on board with my divorce leads. My landing page is converting at 26%. I have interest from 5 lawyers, and it's not even been 24 hours yet. Pretty stoked for this one. Bring on the partners. That's awesome, Brian. If you're on this webinar or you hear this in the future, please let me know how you're doing. So, guys, in total, over $10,238 in value, being very modest, not putting a price on the community, and being very modest on everything else. So who's this for, right? Who would this be for? Client SEO. If you're in client SEO right now, you're in a fantastic position. You can literally convert your clients or add pay-per-lead as a service. You're already there if you're in client SEO. Okay, social, paid management. If you've got any of that going on, you're already there. Okay, consultants. If you're a consultant on any level, you can be the connector or you can learn to do it yourself. Either way, it's lucrative for you. Okay, if you're a beginner or if you're advanced in PPL, or even if you've got 0 experience, coming with us from this 0 to 100K journey means that everybody will get value, and of course, everything you get in the back end of the Army too. So I want to show you a few people here. This is Stephanie. She's crushing it, doing over $25,000 a month. She is one of our generals in the Army. You guys, I mean, I'm just going to keep going through here. So, providing for his family like a boss, that's Terrell, there's Peter, a community that truly cares, that's what he said. These are all screenshots from videos because I don't know how to play videos on GoToWebinar. So, my apologies. I would have played the videos for you, so I just took quotes from the videos. And absolutely the best group online today. That's amazing, right? That's Ryan. In total, again, over $10,238 in value, being modest. But if all this did, let me ask you a question. If all this 100K, 100 days to 100K, or everything you get in the back end, the community, the training, if all this did was help you sell 1 lead a day, would it be worth it? If all this did give you a kick in the butt, the kick to finally get up off the couch, to finally do something, to build the agency you've always wanted to, just to get moving, would it be worth it? What if it doubled, tripled, right? What if it quadrupled your current income? Would it be worth it, guys? Can I get a 1 if you think it would be worth it? Because I sure do. Lots and lots of 1s. It's awesome. So you guys are awesome. You're so responsive. I love it. So I don't think we're good enough here. Let's throw in a few bonuses. What do you say, Darren?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. That's my friend Darren from La Ciudad.
You didn't know?
Okay, guys, bonus number 1. We talked about this already. Advanced Facebook ads. This is Darren's course. Okay, this is your quick start into Facebook ads. We're going to throw it in. Darren, what are you charging for this now?
We actually shut it down. We were the original launch was $1,500, so we don't have it available anymore. We're not letting nobody else can get it. It's only people.
You shut it down?
Yeah, we shut it down completely. Yeah.
That's why I couldn't find. I had a hard time finding the value on it. I thought it was $1,000, but it was 15. But I guess you guys can't get it now unless you're in the Army. So you guys get. By the way, Facebook ads are huge for pay per lead. We do a lot of it. That's Darren. That's what would you say? percent of how you drive your leads?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, because I do retargeting and stuff. So I do, regular SEO, and then I retarget, and I also do day one ads with that. Yeah, you'll learn all that stuff inside the course. Yep.
Right. So guys, we're going to give this free to the first 50 people to sign up today. So there's a lot of people on this webinar, close to 400, and for the first 50 people that jump in, you're going to get Darren's Advanced Facebook Ads course for free.
405.
Yeah, 405. Okay, so bonus number 2, right? The PPL marketplace, guys. So this is a place to trade, as I talked about, one of the most advantageous things you could do, the best way to leverage the PPL Army is hook up and partner with other paper leaders like you, right? So this PPL marketplace is a place where you can trade opportunities. If you have, a really good ability to drive leads, you're not so good at closing people and finding partners, then find somebody who is, right? That's a great way to connect it. Let's say you're great at closing people and finding partners. Then maybe you're not great at driving leads. Find somebody that is, and you guys keep replicating that process. You'll get to where you want to be. You'll hit goals so much faster than if you didn't have that partner. Trust me. We were going to charge $97 a month, but we're going to give it free to the first 25 people to sign up from this webinar. Okay? So the first one was 50, right? So you're going to get first 50. Now this is the first 25. Okay? So let's go through this, guys, real quick. I won't waste a lot of time on this. PPL Empire, personal mentorship, PPL Army only webinars, over-the-shoulder trainings, elite sales training, leading SEO training, advanced Facebook ads to the first 50, and then the PPL marketplace to the first 25 guys. Of course, the 100 days to 100K, which is $5,000 value. So in total, it's $12,400, almost $12,500 in value, being very modest. Other groups, guys, they charge $397 a month, $499 a month, $550 or more a month, and they lock into contracts. PPL Army today, we're going to charge $247 a month. Cancel anytime, no contracts, free upgrades for life, immediate access to everything we're doing. But because you guys are on my personal list, you're my friends, you're taking the time, and a lot of you are in our groups. I know a lot of these names here, right? You're taking the time to be here with us and make a real change in your career and life. I want to do something really special for you, okay? So we did save $247 a month. We're going to make it $97 a month for you, okay? You can cancel anytime. There are no contracts. You keep everything. You'll get free upgrades for life, so no matter what we do inside of the Army, just like this, just like the 100 days to 100K, you don't have to pay more for anything else we do. We're going to continually compound the value. Remember how we talked about pay per performance in the beginning? That's why we don't have contracts. Why we don't have any agreements. We want you to be in. We want to perform. We're very used to performing and receiving payment for that. Why would we do anything different? Right? We want to make sure we just keep so much value in the Army that you don't cancel, that we become an absolute necessary in your business. You just build us in as a monthly expense. So, and as if that wasn't enough, guys. Darren, one more, yeah?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Bonus number 3, guys, okay? We talked about it, the lead multiplier WordPress theme, okay? This will instantly multiply your values by 3 times to 5 times. It truly is our secret weapon. We could easily charge $497. In fact, I've dumped over $15,000 into building the template for you, testing it, doing all that. And we're going to do this for only the first 10 people. So if you guys jump in now, you'll get this, the lead multiplier theme as well, okay? So you won't have to build your own. You'll get our WordPress theme, and you'll get full access to it, and then you can watch us and follow us as we build it out on our sites, and you'll love it. Trust me, that's if all you got was this, the whole thing would be worth it. Okay, so going through it one last time, PPL Empire, which is my course, right? My 60 training videos, considered the definitive paper lead training online right now. You get that. Our personal mentorship from Darren, from myself, from the other soldiers, from Stephanie, right? PPL Army only webinars once a week, OTS, over-the-shoulder trainings and guides, including the 100 days to 100K, elite sales training, and then, of course, all the bonuses we threw in here, advanced Facebook ads from Darren that you can't even get anymore, the PPL Marketplace, then the lead multiplier theme. And of course, guys, 100 days to 100K, which is a $5,000 value. In total, we're looking at almost $13,000 in value. Okay, and we're not doing it for the $247 that we thought we were going to do it for. We're going to do it for just $97 a month. You cancel anytime, no contracts, keep everything, free upgrades for life, immediate access to it all. Go to PPLArmy.com, get started now, guys. Okay? So you've got two options at this point. Option one, you're listening to me, you do nothing, you don't take the leap of faith, you stay right where you are in your business, you don't follow us over the next 100 days, you don't watch us step by step by step make $100,000. Or option two, you make the small investment in yourself, the $97. Guys, that's less than you pay for your cable bill, right? You make that small investment in yourself now compared to the value you get in return, right? It's a very small investment, and give it a shot. I mean, what's the ROI when you invest in you? So remember, guys, we were going to charge you $247 a month. It's just $97 a month. Go to PPLArmy.com. You can cancel anytime. As I said, there's no contracts. You keep everything, free upgrades for life. You'll get immediate access to it all. How does that sound? Who's in? I want to read some of these comments, Darren. What am I seeing over here? It's comment flying in. I'm in. I got it. Nice, Frederick. Nice. Nikki. Neil. Nice. Kemi says, best 97 you'll ever spend on your biz. Nice, Sebastian. Awesome. Doug. Curticia. Wow. Cool. Very cool.
Justin said that he joined them a while ago. He got one of the bonuses from the last webinar 2 months ago, and he said my course was worth the membership alone. He's halfway through, and he's getting super confident and is building his ads. The thing about Facebook ads, man. I'm not I'm not the guy that took my own horn, here, but we didn't do like we looked at other courses that were out there when we first started to build this out. We were thinking about doing it. And a lot of them were like, hey, you could build an ad like this and do it. Like, that was fine. But what we wanted to do and what we did with our course, the Facebook ads course, was we actually, we broke it down. So there's some of the videos are 5 minutes, some are 20 minutes, but they're very short so you can digest it, first of all. But it's a PhD in Facebook ads. And then at the very end of that, the last 10 or so videos are actually us building each type of ad inside of Facebook ads. And I think a lot of the courses I've seen don't do that. They just show you, like, here's what this does, but they don't actually show you how to build the ads from start to finish. Just like the 100 day to 100K, right? We're showing you from start to finish how to build something, and that's where I think Brian and I are trying to do something different in this space. We really do care about you guys. We really want you guys to learn this and implement it. That's the biggest thing, is implement what we're doing. And so you can also be there as well. Like I said before, we are not competition with each other. We are all in this together. Let's make it happen. It's very important.
Yeah, guys. Guys, this is just the start for you in your career. Darren and I, we want to know you for the next 10 to 30 years of your life. Right? The reason I say that is because we have so much more planned for our community as a whole. Darren and I talk about it all the time, and it is we do keep it under tight lips. It's under lock and key right now, but there are a lot of plans that we're about to take action on. There's more right on the heels of the 100K program that we're running right now that you guys are absolutely going to love. And as I said, we're going to continue to give as much value as we can. We're finally getting to the point where, PPL Army is getting big enough with enough paid members to where we can really start doing some cool shit, right?
Right.
So we were doing it before just because we loved our community. What do we have, like 30 to 50 people in for the first couple of months?
Yeah.
And we put in as much effort as we do now. But if you're getting in just now, or if you're just getting back in, like Brian just said, hey, I was an original member, I'm back in. Awesome. Great to have you here. We don't ever want you to leave, because all this value is going to be there forever. This is not going to get outdated. There's a few things that might get outdated, and if they do, we'll go back and fix them. Darren already went through half of his Facebook ads course and redid it just because some of the stuff had changed within Facebook. So a lot of what we're teaching here will not go out of date. SEO practices will, so we'll keep up on that. But a lot of the tenets here, building a real business, right? A lot of that, building the legs underneath the table, that will always be that way. The psychology behind closing partners will always be that way, unless humans get a major upgrade, right? Right. Providing that humans don't get a major upgrade or take an evolutionary leap, psychology of sales will always be the psychology of sales, right? So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. And if you haven't signed up yet, remember, we said we were going to pick 3 of you guys, or yes, right, for a one-on-one coaching session. So let's do that, right? I'm going to sweeten up the pot. For the first 15 people to sign up for right now, which is making a mark here, Darren, 7:56 Central.
Cool.
Okay, for the first 15 people to sign up, you'll be entered into the contest to train with myself one-on-one, but we're also going to bring in the $16 million man, Darren Perkey. So, what that is a double coaching session. Okay, so now you can follow us for 100 days to 100K. That's great, right? But imagine what working with Darren and myself for an hour or 2 hours would do to get you started. What would that do for your business, right? But to be entered, you've got to be a paid member of the PPL Army, right? It was $247, guys. We're going back down, $97 a month. No, I guarantee you that's going to go up at some point. PPL Empire, let's go through it again. $14.97 value, personal mentorship, PPL Army only webinars, over-the-shoulder trainings, lead sales training, leading SEO training. Of course, all these awesome bonuses, guys. The advanced Facebook ads you can't even get, PPL Marketplace, the lead multiplier, okay? Of course, the 100 days to 100K, which is a $5,000 value. In total, right around $13,000 in value, being modest. Okay, and you get it for not $247, which I'm thinking it probably will go up to, but just $97 a month. And guys, this is another really, really good time to tell you something. We're shutting it down on Sunday.
This is not a BS time thing. I don't want people. Here's why we're doing this, guys. I want you guys to understand this real quick, if I may, Brian. Sorry.
Yeah, please.
Here's for you guys who are already members or are going to be members here, tonight. I don't want someone coming in month 2 and not paying month 1, and then you guys get you're paying extra for the same value. That's not fair to you guys. So we decided that we were going to shut it down today. That was the goal, but we didn't do any. If you notice, we didn't do any promotion for this. We did a couple ads here and there. I was showing we're doing a little bit of ads. We spent I think maybe $50 on ads. Nothing major.
Making the bank over there.
What's that?
You're breaking the bank on ads.
Exactly right.
$50.
I had to borrow money. I took out a loan from the bank. But the thing is that a lot of this grew by word of mouth. We had a lot of people talking about us and doing stuff. We want to give somebody like a definitive date. We had an arbitrary date before of a certain date. We really didn't know what. I was setting stuff with my calendar. But the thing is, we're starting tonight. I'm doing some stuff tonight. This is the kind of kickoff here. We're going to be setting up some stuff. We're putting polls out the next couple of days inside the group. You can all be part of that no matter what. But Sunday at midnight, we're closing it down for a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't want people to come in, even 2 months later and then have questions about week 1. It's not fair for people who are trying to move forward to go back to it. And I don't have time for it, right? I already have a regular business. I'm also starting this secondary business. Plus, I have 2 startups. I have different things going on. But I've already taken so much out to do this. I just don't have time to go back and answer questions from week 1. You're also paying, right? So you're paying for the month of June, month of July, month of August into September. If someone comes into 3 months from now and then gets all the videos and then you paid 2 extra months, that's not fair to you guys. So we are truly shutting this down. This is not like a BS thing where we're like, hey, we'll do one more day. No, I'm telling you right now, you guys know me. I don't play around with that stuff. We're closing it down. You cannot get access after Sunday. It's not going to happen. Don't ask. Nothing. Nobody will be able to get in at the $97 a month. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to let it happen. It's not fair for you guys who are paying. It's just not fair.
Yeah, and guys, it's not, as Darren said, it's not false scarcity. It's just not fair for you if we let more people in, 2 months down the road, then you've paid $200 more than them. So We're closing it down for a reason. And Carol, to answer your question, you thought it was actually starting tonight. This is the start.
Right.
Okay, so we just detailed everything we're going to go through. But Darren, when are we actually going to start the first lesson? Monday?
No, we'll start tomorrow. What I'll do is we'll put the poll out tomorrow. What we're going to do is we're first going to get some generic ideas of what verticals people want to go into. We'll put a poll out. Actually, I'll probably put it up here in a little bit. We'll put the poll out, let people answer those for the today and tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'll do some setting up stuff. I'll shoot a video for that. But yeah, we're going to be doing stuff every single day. Like, listen, I don't want you guys to think that we're going to start making $10,000 by Monday. We got to set the business up. It takes time, right? But I want you to see everything we're doing. So I'm going to do it the right way. That's the point. I'm not going to rush it because
this is a real business. Okay, if you've ever bought another course and you went through all 4 or 5 or 6 modules in 2 nights because you were so hyped up by all the marketing and all the promises made to you and everything like that. Well, you're not alone. I've done that too, right? But the problem is that doesn't really walk you through how to do it. Now, I've gotten a lot of value out of a lot of courses. On the converse side of that, there's a lot of bullshit out there too. So, and I know this personally from being involved at the level of the game now that I'm involved, right? And so I know there's people out there that are teaching things that they are not doing. Darren and I are doing this with you over the next 100 days. So that completely erases any doubt, right? Completely.
Right.
Not to mention all the bonuses we're throwing in, everything you get inside of the Army already. There was massive value in the back end of the Army without this. This is just something to keep it amazing, right? To set us apart. And what's funny, Darren, I know you and I have talked about this, but a lot of the other big groups and courses out there have started to incorporate paper lead.
Yeah, man, it's so funny. It's so, and people. Matter of fact, there's 2 people that were originally in our course that are now teaching PPL.
Right.
So,
and you know what? More power to them. I mean,
who cares? Yeah,
it's a fantastic business model, and many of the groups out there that are teaching it are good groups. I'm not saying they're bad groups, but I'm saying they're also not the originals, right? We're the originals. We're the ones actually doing it. I don't personally know anyone doing better than us in paper lead monetarily or with a better ability to teach it than you have, Darren. I mean, you're one of the best teachers I've ever met. That's why we work together. Oh, let's bro hug it out.
Bro fist.
But it's bro fist. But you know what I mean. So that's what we have to say here, guys. We are the originals. We're always going to stay in front because we care. We're doing it literally with you. We're doing it for ourselves. You're getting everything inside of this course that we could possibly give you, and then some for just $97 a month, guys. So I'm just going to open this one.
And that's also the reason we had a long, we came with this idea a little bit over 2 months ago, and because Brian and I had a heart-to-heart, and like, listen, man, we're teaching all this stuff, and there's so many people that weren't taking action at the time. And I got defeated a little bit. I've been like, man, I'm done, man. I can't help people who can't help themselves. I have another group that a smaller group that I help people with, and it's hard. Like it affects me when people don't take action. Am I training not helping you? Are you not understanding what I'm saying? Like, is it me? Like I take that shit personally, which is probably not the best thing to do, but I do. I take it personally. I want you guys to be successful. It's just work. It's just effort, right? You're up anyway. I see you guys online. I'm online all day too. I get it, right? But we didn't want, we were talking about doing it, and like, man, we can, we don't make, no offense, $97 is a good number, but it's not making us, it's not buying me a house in the Southern Isles, it's kind of one of those things. But we were talking about pricing and like maybe maybe doing something for like $2,000, like a crash course, basically is an upcharge. You have to be a member, but then it's like, $2,000 for this, whatever. But then it was just like, man, the whole point of this was people who aren't taking action. Let's just put it in the group and let's help people. Let's put it in their face every single day so they can't not do it, right? It'll be completely on you now if you don't follow along, because the information will be there. You'll see daily stuff from us. If you're smart and you're intelligent and you understand this business and you love internet marketing like I do, you will follow along. I'm not saying you're going to be able to do every single thing we're doing, because I am going to be doing some arbitrage down the road to show you guys how to do that. That's a couple $1,000 at a single pop. But that's one of the things too we're not talking about so much here is like, we're going to show you everything. We're going to show you the Facebook ads we're going to run. We're going to show you the Craigslist posts we do. We're going to show you all these different things that we're doing to generate these leads. And so if you can implement that portion of them, even if you just watch the whole 100 days and then start implementing, you can do that too. But it makes a whole lot of sense for you guys to, like, maybe in arrears by 1 week, implement the strategies that we're using so you guys can see them. I want you guys to take action. If you're not going to take action, don't sign up. It's pointless. It's pointless for you to be there if you're not going to take action.
It is, absolutely. And guys, I was just trying to show you here. This is the landing page for PPL Army. You can go through this again. This is true. This is real. So we do have 3 days, 3 hours, and 53 minutes until we close it down. And you'll see what we're made out of. You'll see what happens when Darren and I get together and build a business together. Now, we haven't built a business together outside of the actual PPL Army. We have not done paper lead businesses. together. So that may be surprising to some of you guys, right? But I'm excited to do that because, I know on our own, we have both been incredibly successful, more successful than anyone else I know personally in terms of pay-per-lead over the years. And Darren, much more so. So, to team up, I think that's going to be something that's going to be very interesting, not only for me personally to be a part of, but to have you guys watch and then implement. So that's really a huge one, right? That's a massive one that I think if I were you, this would be what I want. You know what I mean? This would be what I want. And I don't think that's exactly what you're supposed to quote unquote say on a webinar trying to get people to buy your shit, right? But I don't really care, to be honest, because we're not going by anyone else's, here's what you get and but wait, there's more type of a thing. It's we're doing this because this is what we would have wanted if we were in your position. Right. Actually build the business with us. So, there's other communities that are not related to PPL that I'm in, and this was done similarly, not over 100 days. It was longer. The goal was not as high, but it was a similar process, a follow-along process. We're going to show you everything by a guy I really respect, and it was amazing. It taught me a ton. It was my first first 3 months in a new business. And so as soon as Darren came to me with this idea, it was kind of like one of those aha, eureka moments, like, why didn't I think of that? And smacking myself on the forehead. But, I was like, of course, man, that's brilliant. Let's do this. Like, let's go all in and show everyone what we can do. Imagine if you guys watch us absolutely crush $100,000. How motivating would that be for you to see every single step, every single day what we did, and then see us come out with $1 million or 250 or whatever, right? How motivating would that be? I think that's what I would have wanted to have seen in your position, and it's not to mention everything you get inside of the Army, right? Not to mention that. I mean, we're really trying to over-deliver here. The PPL Army is not even close to how Darren and I make a living. Right. This is something we do because it's a passion. Right? We make a living from pay-per-lead. We make a living from our other businesses that pay-per-lead has allowed us to get into. So, I think that's something that is important to say. So how many of you guys are excited? I'm seeing, Darren, are you seeing this? I love you guys. You're awesome. I'm back in. I'm back in. Two people said that, Ryan and Brian. What's up, guys? Thanks for coming back, man. Should have never left. Andrew Sawyer's is best community around. Neil, this is awesome. Howard gave me a keyboard headboard key smash. That works too. Saying it backwards headboard. Now. Nice, Bill. Just signed up. Can't wait to start building. That's awesome.
Headboard key smash.
I mean, this is what I need to succeed. Tracy, thank you for jumping in. Can we get access to the Facebook training bonus if we're already a PPL Army member? If you're already a member, then you should have it. If you're grandfathered in, you should have that, yeah.
You weren't going to give it to anybody else, but we're doing it for the first people that sign up, so yeah. If you're already a member, you should already have it.
Ron, nice. Good to see you, Ron. Ka-ching, just joined. Thanks, guys. David, nice, David. Starting tomorrow. Love you guys. Terry Collins, what should we be doing? Oh, this is interesting. Terry says, okay, Terry, good question, man. What should we be doing to prepare for the 100 to 100? Okay, first thing I would say, and the first thing I say to all my private coaching students, right, that I work with one-on-one, is we want to talk about your lifestyle. What is it? What do you want it to be? And why is it not what you want it to be? So think about that first, everybody listening. Think about that. Really write it down. Now, it sounds like an easy question. But Darren, dude, you can speak. This is a very hard question, right?
It is.
And I think
it is.
Go ahead, Darren.
I think it's one of those things where you'll read like Tony Robbins or you hear him, and here's what your life is. You could be successful and not fulfilled. That is a thing that exists. It happens all the time. And I saw a thing the other day. He was talking about Robin Williams. Robin Williams was successful. He's won awards. He's made movies. He won an award for drama versus comedy. He's done a million things. He was personally, internally not happy and successful, right? So you have to decide. Brian talks about this a lot. What's your why? Like, why are you what's your goal in life? What do you want to be at? What's your goal, and what does that mean for you? The dollar amount is arbitrary. It's the feeling and emotions that decide who you are as a person. Like for me, my big thing is like I love the idea. I give. I mean, not that I never really talk about this much, but I give a pretty penny every month away to charities that have no idea it's coming from me. I love that feeling that I can do that. I fund I was telling Brian this a couple months ago. I fund a little Rottweiler rescue up in Gainesville area. It's $6,000 a month. I buy them pallets and pallets of food for all of their. So basically, everybody who has a Rottweiler from these shelters that we rescue from, they get their food for free. I pay for that. They have no idea it's coming from me. I told them I know this guy. He's doing this stuff. They don't know that. I helped pay for a piano for our old Del Raytheon last month. It was $6,000 for the piano refurbishing for this old piano that's been there since like 1850. I have startups. All that stuff matters. That's my why. I love that whole like behind the scenes. Let it be. That's my thing, right? But for me, I need X amount of money a month to do that. I know that I have to make $37,000 a month to live my current lifestyle. That's it. I make a hell of a lot more than that. That's what I need to live my lifestyle. I have no debt. I have no, I don't have really nice, expensive cars. I don't do that because I take nice vacations. I spent, $5-6 on this last vacation. But the idea behind your why is only going to be answered by one person. That's the person that's talking to himself. That's you, right? You have to decide what it means and not a monetary value. The monetary value will help you get to your goal. But, we could say, listen, I need to make $100,000. I want to buy a Ferrari. I want to buy this. But what does that mean for you? That's success, but that's not emotional success, right? You need that as well. And if your emotional success is showing people you have a nice car, that's fine. Let's do that. Let's get to that point. Let's get that Enzo like Brian was showing. Let's get that $40 million mansion here in Palm Beach. Let's do that. How do we get there, right? And break it down for yourself to know what that means for you and what it means for yourself. But if you're not doing it to be happy and and live your internal lifestyle better, you're never going to be. The money will never be enough. This is why when Brian and I first got together, we were talking about some different businesses that he had going on and stuff like that. And like the reason like I'm not in other spaces is because I'm good. Like I don't want to be like, yeah, Darren, you can make an extra $2 million a year if you did this. I'm like, yeah, but I'm good, man. I'm good. It's like I'm emotionally, spiritually, whatever you want to call it, I'm good. Like I'm good. So the lifestyle of PPL has done that for me. Now, if you're going to engineer your goals to know what it means, yes, there is a monetary value right now. You have debt, you have a mortgage, you have a family to take care of, you have college funds to think about. I think we're going to try to in the next month anyway for PPL Army members do my debt thing, Brian, inside the group. We're going to try to put the slides together for that.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah, just show you guys how I do my finances every day, so you guys can see like what I do and how I think differently than the average person telling you how to invest in stock and stuff. Just so you guys know, I own zero stock. I mean, technically I have Google stock because I was an employee there, but I don't. It's all on the UIT now, but I don't have any individual stock. I use bonds to generate income. But the point though is that you have to figure out what you need to get started with, and then that number is achievable by X amount of actions, right? So if you need $50,000 a month, which is probably high, but if you need that money, that represents something, represents X amount of leads per day, right? So you can't know where you're going unless you know what the end goal is, and that's the whole point of that.
So I think that's a great way to start, right? To answer your question, I think it's a fantastic way to start, and we're going to go through that with you a little bit. But if you want to start doing that now, it might take you longer. I mean, you might. Yeah. I know people that are incredibly successful. I'm personal friends with major sports team owners and other billionaires and politicians and I'm not name dropping here. I'm just saying I know a lot of those guys still don't know their why.
Right.
They're working for it. They're looking for it, and they're not extremely happy because they don't have it. So I think that the one thing that we want to do first is really try to find out what type of a lifestyle do you want and why do you want it, and then let's reverse engineer it. If it is the 40, look, I'll guarantee you guys that with the right person, with this training that we're providing for you, all the training inside of the Army, the 100 days to 100K, all the bonuses, working with us personally, getting the questions answered every single day, the right person will blow up to be the next $1 billion, paper leader, like in Angie's list. Angie is a real person. She's on her damn commercials.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I can guarantee that the next person could definitely be on this webinar right now. This is not meant to just bring you to $25,000 a month. Now, that's retrospectively, thinking about it from years ago, that sounded like all the money in the world.
Right.
And it's not, guys. It's really, really not. The ceiling in paper lead is huge. You can get there. You can get to wherever you want. If you want that $40 million mansion in Miami that Darren was just talking about, that I literally just drove by 2 weekends ago because I was there with my cousin.
It's not my house, to be clear.
Not Darren's house, because I would have been staying there.
Right.
But
me too.
The point is, you can do it. You can do it if you just need enough. Let's say you want to support a Rottweiler fund, or you want to support your church, or you want to support a family, or you want to start a nonprofit. See, Darren's doing he supports Rottweiler funds. I'm starting a nonprofit. These are things you can do with paper lead that you can't do with a lot of other businesses. Right. I mean, paper lead back in the day before the interwebs, guys, was called sales.
Right.
Right. It was selling
sales,
and selling. You were the lead creator, one-to-one. But now that we have the ability to market on the internet, then we can create leads like crazy. Right. It was called sales, or it was called direct response. If you guys have ever gotten the nickel taped to a piece of paper in the mail, that's direct response. So it still works. It's just a whole nother ball game, and honestly, it's something that's never appealed to me. So, I want you guys to jump into the Army, learn how to leverage this new technology, right, and build yourself the lifestyle that you want. So that's a great question. Thank you for asking it. I forget who asked it. Terry Collins, I think.
I think real quick too. I think that's for the emotional kind of stuff. I think would be smart if you have not gone through PPL Empire yet. I would recommend spending some time going through those videos. I also recommend maybe the first 10 to 15 to 20 videos of the Facebook ads course. We're not going to get the Facebook ads probably for another 2 or 3 weeks, but just know that if you go through some of those, you'll know some of the terminology. On the video inside of PPLArmy.com, the first video there on the landing page, not inside, but on the landing page, I talk a little bit about what you should do. I think going through the Empire course to understand some of the terminology we use, like verticals versus niches, partners versus clients, what arbitrage is, that kind of stuff is going to help you. But honestly, if you just follow along, that's probably going to be the better of the two options, because you're going to have questions that I'm probably going to answer for you. Just understand that.
Right. We just got a question from Neil here. I'll address it. Is it hard to get partners to provide the leads for? The answer is no. Now, have I found people that have had problems doing it? Yes. Typically, those are the people that don't feel more comfortable on the phone. However, we have templates now that have been developed since the course got started, since PPL Army was founded, I should say, and the course PPL Empire launched. We've developed new templates just through the help of everyone inside of the Army that convert like crazy, guys. There are people getting, I could go back to that slide where we showed the testimonials from inside of the Army, but people are sending out emails and signing up partners without ever talking to them, getting credit cards on file from these partners without even speaking to them. So Stephanie Franklin, one of our generals in the Army, she went from, I don't remember the exact numbers, Darren, do you, 0 to 214 attorney partners?
Yeah,
right?
was it attorneys? It was some vertical. It was some high-end vertical, but it was ridiculous. Yeah, it might have been surgery. I think I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know. But it's like, wow.
Yeah, and that's through some strategies that we'll use inside of the 100 days to 100K. All the strategies are also in the tips and tricks section in the back end of the Army. What's funny is we've got people that were in that are back in saying, glad to be back in. The Army is, your site is 1,000,000 times better and 1,000,000 times faster than the original. Thanks for that.
Yes.
Yeah, we did a lot of work in the back end. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the layout. We think it's really, really, really well organized in the members area and fast, and that's a good thing. Stephanie is a beast, absolutely. Good. Terry says he's going to write it all down tonight. Ray, is this webinar recorded? Yes, it is. I believe Darren's recording it, right, Dave?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That was my nervous voice, right?
Yeah, pretty pleased.
And Matt, do I join a Facebook group after signing up? Yep, you can request. There's instructions on how to do that. Mitch says I'm in. Nice, Mitch. All right, guys, so remember, here, I'm going to leave you with this. We are closing it down on Sunday, hard close, hard stop Sunday at midnight Central. I would jump in now, get familiarized with the back end. There's already enough training in there to last you 6 months, but get in there, start taking the first PPL Empire videos that I did. That will, as Darren said, familiarize you with terminology, processes. You could even get started now. There's a quick start module in there that people have taken only the quick start module and crushed it right out of the gate. I mean, Paper Lead, if you wanted to, I get this question a lot, how quickly can I start making money? Guys, if you want to, you can make money tomorrow. Secure a partner, put out a few Craigslist ads, and watch it go. That's it. So you can get in there and start right now. I would do that, okay? Nice. All right, Howard, thanks for jumping in, buddy. Be well. We're closing down anyway, guys. Neil says, I feel like this is one of the best deals I've ever seen. You know what? That makes 3 of us, Neil.
Right.
David, are we going to need to purchase ClickFunnels or anything like that? Absolutely not.
You will need hosting and domains and stuff if you're going to build out organic stuff, but no, nothing like that, no.
Nothing like that. Hopefully you can afford some hosting. Now, if you can't, guys, we even have solutions for that.
Yep.
All right, Frederick is in. Let's do this. Lovely. Okay, man. So get in, guys. We're closing this down. We're doing $97. When it reopens after these 100 days, it will likely be $297 a month. It just wouldn't be fair to you if we didn't have people pay exponentially more. We want to be fair to everybody. Obviously, we want you to win, and that means being fair to you. So, Darren, any parting words here, brother?
Thanks for being you.
Thanks for being, I think that's been your parting words for the past 7 webinars. What happened to Live Long and Prosper?
I am not a Vulcan. I am from Iridel, so no, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I don't know about that stuff.
Okay, guys. Well, for all the PPL Army members that were already in PPL Army Strong, for all the new members and soldiers, you guys are fantastic. You made a great decision. We're about to go one hell of a ride, so buckle up. Get ready. We're all going to make a ton of cash, all right? Love you guys. Big kiss. Talk soon. Bye.